Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's MissyMaroon here, and today I'm going to do a quick, hopefully quick, little review of A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This is what the cover looks like. And yeah, so jumping right into it, this is a book about a girl named Gemma Doyle who grew up in India, but her family is from England, and it's like her mom dies, and so they come and they move, like her family moves back from India to England, and she starts to attend a boarding school because that's what they do. And at this boarding school they kind of train and prime the girls to become the wives of rich husbands and stuff. Like, that's the whole goal of it, because this is like in the Victorian era, and that's all they did back then, is like ladies were meant to be trophy wives basically, and so they went to school to learn how to be the best ones. And while at the school, Gemma becomes friends with this group of girls, and they learn in an art lesson about like this group of women who used to gather together and do magic and stuff, and all of her friends are like, ha ha ha, magic, what silly heathens, and they're like, ah, ha, 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 ha. But of course Gemma, being the protagonist of the story, happens to have magic. I'm not exactly sure if she's like a witch or not, or even what type of magic she has, because they just refer to it as the magic in the book, so that was a little special. And it's interesting, because so she finds out she has magic, because right before her mom dies, she sees a vision of her mom dying, and she's like, what? That can't be! And she like goes to like find her mom, and then her mom's dead when she finds her, which is crazy. And as she goes to this boarding school, her magic starts to kind of develop a little bit, and her magic doesn't seem to extend beyond that she gets visions every once in a while, and that she can go into what is called the realms. And like the one realm she goes into, basically, like the only realm she goes into, I think she goes into two, only one she goes into primarily, not primarily, like the main one she goes into, anyways, I'm getting too tangled up about this, is like the dream world. So it's basically where people go in like the deepest of their sleep, and like those moments where the dreams are the best or whatever. And so she goes there all the time, and she's able to see her dead mom there. And you don't actually get to that point until you're like more than halfway through the book, I don't think. I went through this book really quickly, can I say? It was a really fast read, which is good, and it is like 403 pages. So like you actually end up reading a lot, but it's such a quick read, which I really enjoyed that about it. The wording and the language was good. The storyline was like, it was pretty good. Like, I'm intrigued, and I want to read the other books in the series, because I believe this is the first in a trilogy. I know there's a book after it called Rebel Angels, and then there might be like one or two others after that, and I will definitely I definitely want to read those books right now. And yeah, this book is it's actually like really good, but let me say, after I finished reading it, I was just like, what the heck? Like, what? What did I read? And it takes you by surprise for a minute, which is like, that's interesting, because normally books don't really do that to me that much anymore, because I've read a lot of books. But this one, I was like, what? Hold up. Did this just happen in this much? And then like you think about it for a couple hours, maybe take a nap, and then you're like, oh, this all makes so much more sense now. And like you understand it, but like it's that initial like, wait, what? Like, did this just happen? And it's like, yeah, that's cool. I was talking to my English teacher about this earlier, because we have this project where we have to read 1,000 pages before the end of the semester, and then like after every book we read, we have to do like this interview with him where we kind of tell him what the book's about. And I don't know, I guess I didn't do a very good job of explaining what it was about, and he was like, so like, is it a romance or like anything? And I was like, well, no, there's not really any romance in it, because like there isn't like any romance in it, which I like that, because I enjoy it where the book isn't solely about the romance. I don't know, I don't like books like that as much. Like, I have my exceptions that I like that, such as Twilight. But anyways, like there's only 2 minor love stories, I guess you could call it. So one of her friends, she is like gorgeous. Like everyone knows she is the beauty. Like, she is stunning. Everyone falls in love with her the second they see her. And her family is a merchant class, so they're not, like, lords or anything, or even in the military. Like, they don't really have that high of a standing in the social class, but because they're rich, they, like, people like them and admit them into the social classes, because this is kind of in the turning of that, wherein, like, the non-royalty or close to royalty classes were moving up into there. No, it was interesting. Why do I keep shaking my hand like this? Like, oh. Anyways, and she gets engaged to someone who's older than her dad, and she's only met a couple times. And there's this night when, like, she and her friends are hanging out, and they, like, all share what their deepest desires are. And, like, hers is to find true love and to marry someone who really loves her and, like, to have that fairy tale ending. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's your name? Pippa. They're like, oh, Pippa, you're so silly. Like, that doesn't happen. Whatever. But, of course, we expect that from you. And it's, like, it's actually, like, it's kind of sad in the end. Like, yeah, with her and her love and everything. And then the main character does have a little bit of a romance. On the back, it, like, really built up the romance. Instead of, like, more than it was actually there in the book. So there's this kid from India that follows her to England, and he kind of knows a little bit more about what's going on than she does. He's a part of, like, the group that originally used to work with the people, the females who held the magic before her. Like, I don't know what to call them. Like, we'll just call them witches. So he belongs to a group of males who used to work with the witches, but then they had a big old fight, and now, like, he's supposed to try and suppress her magic and, like, try to control her and get her to not use magic, but she can't really control it at the beginning. And then when she does learn how to control it, she's like, I ain't giving this up. And, like, she really likes him and stuff, and there's a little bit of, like, her dreamt up romance, but it doesn't really exist. Which I'm kind of like, girl, I can relate to that. But yeah, it's interesting. And I enjoyed the minor little bits of romance thrown into there and stuff. Like, that was nice just to be like, oh, light and happy. Cause, yeah, it's more of like a gothic themed book, which is cool. I enjoy reading those. Kate Morton does amazing ones. Yeah, I have to read her new book. But yeah, that is kind of the book in total. There's a lot of twists and turns. The world building is fairly good. I really like the, like, historical aspect to it. I liked the characters. I liked the plot. I liked how quick it was to read. I really did enjoy this book. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10, because, I mean, it's not like, oh, my whole world has changed from reading this book, and it's, like, it wasn't super good, and I was still a little bit, like, there were moments where I was reading it, and I was just kind of like, what is going on here? Like, I'm not totally into this right now. But yeah, I really do like this book, and I would totally recommend it to all of y'all. And yeah, that's all I have to say about A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. And can I just say, her name sounds completely made up. I have to find out if this is, like, her author name. What's that called? I forget what it's called. If it's, like, the name she puts on all the books she publishes, or if that's, like, her real name. Because if it is, she had some interestingly creative parents. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you again later this week, I think, or next week. I don't know. Depends on when I get this video up. I kind of got all flip-flopped with my video scheduling, and some videos did not go up that I wanted to get up, and it was a big fiasco, but it's okay. We're getting back on track. And yeah, see you when I see ya. It's been real. Goodbye!